Hey Clashers, free rewards, more ORES in the game, and many more questions answered from Supercell, because they have finally started talking with us with a nice interview video, and we will take a look at all their answers and all the information which were shared in there, because they have actually talked a lot about the future of Clash of Clans and what they have planned. But for you can first reward yourself with some free stuff. All you have to do is go visit the link down below, because we have the World Championship starting this weekend and you can predict the matches, or try to predict the matches. For doing so, you can claim those nice rewards. Yes, they're not the craziest, but hey, 15 stereo ore is not too bad, to be honest, getting this stuff together. And this is something we'll talk about later on as well, because Supercell is adding more and more ores everywhere, but always like really small things. But overall, it's stacking up quite a bit. The same as my predictions. Yes, I like the color red. I have to admit it. I went with all red on this one, and you can predict as well and see how good you're going to do with claiming those nice things. As well, we can do that over the next couple of months, because this is going to be a thing for every monthly qualifier. As well, if you are not only looking for free rewards, but as well for things which are more efficient, if you want to spend some money, make sure that you're visiting the Supercell store, link below as well, because there is some crazy offers, for example, on that website. There is other things like Gold Pass, Event Pass, and things like that, where you can claim bonus points on that website to claim even more rewards than in the end, like gems, other magic items like potions, or even, well, a nice book of hero, for example. All of that, you can get that on that website. And well, as always, if you want to support your favorite content creator out there, make sure to support me with code iTzu. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate it indeed. But I think now we should get to the interesting part. We should talk about all of those changes coming and all of those things Supercell has talked about, right? First things first, Supercell said that they have done, well, quite poorly recently, and I have to add on my note, over the last couple of years, to be honest, with the communication with the community. Because they have not communicated at all, pretty much, which is obviously not optimal, and especially with such big changes recently, with the Town Hall 15 to 16 meta change, with the equipment getting added to the game, all of those huge changes, not communicating was a really big downside, because people have started speculating on, oh my god, Clash of Clans now, we will have crazy amount of equipments, everyone has to pay money now, and it was a lot of things, a lot of comments there. So now Supercell is finally communicating, and I think we should take a look at what they're actually saying. But let's start things off with the progression, okay? There's having a couple of different categories where they're going to talk about, and the first big topic is the progression. The progression in the game right now is, well, apparently problematic, because they have said it doesn't matter when you have started, really. Most of the people are right now in Town Hall 12, which means if someone has started in 2012, for example, they're Town Hall 12. 2016, Town Hall 12. 2020, Town Hall 12. Somehow everyone is making it there and then being stuck. So that's obviously not optimal. So they're going to keep reworking the progression system when it comes down to times, and obviously the resources you have to invest for upgrades. And that's already what they have started with the Town Hall 16 release, where they have drastically reduced the upgrade times of, well, Town Hall level, which are kinda in the middle, like Town Hall 12, like Town Hall 11, 13, and so on, which was obviously a huge deal, because you were able to go through the town level way faster. Like, I did push up one of my accounts and it was way faster. I really felt those changes. The next thing is that whenever they're adding new content on top, like a new town level, people are kind of afraid of like the overall time you have to spend on the game is getting like longer and longer. But this is something which they have done, and they will keep doing, obviously, is always reduce then time down below, which means the total time should stay around the same, which, I mean, let's see how realistic that is going to be, but that's for sure a nice catch-up mechanic, I guess, for new players, because imagine what we are at some point, like 10 or 20 or something, I don't know, that's 20 town level a new player has to progress through, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, the times below have to be reduced to make sure that people can somehow catch up, and that is for sure needed moving forward. Next thing as well is a really big request from everyone, which I can 110% understand, which is using heroes while they're upgrading, while they're sleeping. Because how should you like get better in a game? How should you practice things when you cannot really access your heroes, which by now is already before, but now even more, the most important thing in your army. With equipments, they are now even more powerful, and it's even more important that you have them. But if you upgrade them, they're like down for already a week or something, depending on your level where you're at, which is really, really frustrating. So Supercell said already that if someone would have tried to implement this current system in the current time into a game, it would have been a complete no-go. But right now they're trying to work on like finding solutions to somehow rework that system. And one of the big problems though is just business-wise, though this current system is obviously a huge money thing for them, for obvious reasons. I mean, because it's so annoying that you don't have your heroes, people are jamming them. I mean, I'm always buying books and stuff, right? So what are you going to do if this is not any income anymore, right? So this is obviously a huge thing. They were trying to split this up already a little bit with adding the equipments now, and hopefully at some point they have like a really solid idea of how they can maybe somehow completely remove this thing with like you being able to use your heroes while sleeping. Another thing which they are planning then to add, I guess, is new heroes. This might now really sound really weird because we just talked about how problematic it is to level heroes. But the idea here typically is with the Q&A they did in the past that if you have another hero, let's say 5 heroes, you can only still use those 4 heroes. Why would that help now free-to-play players? Well, you could always upgrade one hero non-stop while still using your full capacity of power on offense, which would be obviously then a huge deal for free-to-play players, right? Because you can non-stop upgrade one hero without losing power on offense, which is a lot of help for obvious reasons. So that is for sure something which could be kind of cool then for the future. We're looking forward to then see how Supercell is working that, but they're aware of the issue. They are agreeing that this right now is a huge issue with the upgrades of heroes. And I just hope that they can solve this quickly, because I think this right now is a huge problem. Bad players cannot get better because they can't use and cannot train because the heroes are non-stop sleeping. And this is just making balancing then an even bigger nightmare right now. Balancing is another topic we talk about later, but now we should switch to ORES, because we kind of just talked about the equipments and everything. And ORES overall, Supercell said that it was not really optimal how they released that feature. And I have to agree fully. I mean, I have to say, like, it was not optimal whatsoever. The reasoning, though, why they did that is a bit questioning to me. So what they said is they did not want to, like, I don't know, overcompensate people with, like, ORES, too many ORES in the beginning. But to be honest, isn't that just, like, simple math? I mean, like, you know you're releasing this amount of equipments, you know how much it costs to upgrade, and you know how much ORES you release in the game with the current sources they have. Which, I don't know how they got surprised there from my side. I really don't know. But like to me, it was really not a good way on how they released the equipment. I think the equipment system itself is amazing, but they should have just added more ORES into the game early on. Which, well, kind of backfired now quite a bit. And hopefully they keep adding ORES, because right now they're doing quite nice with inflicting more and more ORES into the game. They're right now saying as well that the current ORE ecosystem is by far not finished, so things can still change. Current sources of ORES can be removed, can be changed, can everything, so nothing is really final yet. They're just like trying to right now figure out what works and what, well, the players like the most when it comes down to like working on different projects within your village, and obviously then get rewarded with different stuff. So that's for sure something we have to keep in mind, I guess. Let's now talk as well about the release schedule of ORES, because they said that right now the common equipment is kind of in a nice place. They wanted to have 4 common equipments for every hero, which they have gotten, and now it's all about the epic equipment, right? So with that, they're saying they do not obviously want to like go crazy, like 200 equipments and stuff like that, even 100, I guess. But they still want to keep adding a couple of them to make sure that there's a lot of variety, because this is what this is all about. Picking your optimal equipment for your strategy. And it's not about like having one best strategy, like one best equipment, I guess, which you can use always. Which is still like a big question mark with the giant content and stuff, but hey, we'll see how that works for the future. But either way, I think that's quite nice that we have all of the common equipments now in the game, and it's all about the epic equipments then for the future. Let's see how that's going to go. Another thing now is balance changes on balance thing of the game, like overall the change of Tunnel 15 to Tunnel 16. And the one change which, or like the reason why Supercell has done that and what they have communicated is because Tunnel 15 was not healthy for the game. Pros have loved it, but people were just playing less and less, and a lot of people have stopped playing the game. And apparently already the change from Tunnel 15 to 16 is a huge success when it comes down to meta, because remember, other town levels were changed as well, with like made easier, and well, this has led to way more activity from the players, playing more and grinding more the game. And yes, obviously outside of events as well, so events is not like the reason why they have played suddenly more. Events is like another topic which right now I think is overall pretty good success, but balancing, that's kind of the thing. But they're completely, like they're seeing right now the current problematic as well, where the current state of the game is good for the game, but bad for esports, bad for the pro players because it's too easy for them. They're working right now on the on a system, they're working right now on a solution. With how it, like things sounded to me, they're kind of working on something like the pro mode, which I have suggested, but we just have to wait and figure out what their solution is going to look like. They're working for sure on that and trying to figure that out, but they have not said, okay, this is going to be when it's finished and something like that, and they do not want to rush that, they want to get it right. So let's hope they're going to have a solution at some point, but I would not expect anything anytime soon, sadly. Let's move on to the clan discovery features, because since global chat was removed, and no, it's not coming back, well, clans have had a rough time, let's put it that way. It wasn't that easy to like find new players in your clan, build up a clan and things like that. So they're working right now on like a rework, on a new feature, which should make this easier. And I just hope that it's going to work. They said that's going to happen this year still, and I just hope for the best, because I know that a lot of people right now are struggling of finding new clans or building up clans or keeping clans alive. So I really hope that that's going to work how they are envisioning it, because right now it's not optimal, let's put it that way. Another thing is chat feature, which is kind of connected to the clan, right? They will keep add things if there are necessary things, necessary changes, necessary features within that feature. But I just hope that my personal thing, which I still would love to see, is like that you could pin armies within your clan. Like you could share into your clan chat an army composition, you could pin it in the chat. That would be kind of cool, I think. But overall, I think the feature of the clan chat is quite nice right now. Otherwise, they said, well, keep giving feedback. Make sure that you keep providing feedback. They're listening, they're reading even the harsh comments, and there's something obviously which I want to remind you of. They're humans. You can hurt feelings of humans, so try to give your feedback in a nice way. If you're saying something is bad, that is totally fine, but try to give an explanation of why you feel that way, and do not like insult anyone or anything. I mean, then typically I try to remove it and ban you from the channel anyways, but still give feedback, but in a nice way. You can be giving that negative feedback, but again, it's all about how you present that. Otherwise, I hope I was able to sum up everything. If you want to watch the entire interview as well on your own, I have a link there down below in the description as well. Make sure that you're getting your predictions in quickly to get the free rewards like ORES and stuff on the website. And I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next class video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.